A lot of people say to me, Marcus, one of the things I like about you is the little clips you do on the internet. And I say, oh, the funny ones. And they say, no, not them. To be honest, I've never really found you that funny. The other clips you do. And I say, but I only put funny clips on. And they say, no, I've seen quite a few. It's the other ones. Anyway, what I like is the original content, you know. I get cats and dogs and different things coming up on my, and recycle stuff. I must have seen that relationship Barbie picture on my wall about 300 times, they say. And what I like, Mark, is your little face comes through with something different, you know, something that other people haven't seen, my friends haven't seen, and that's what I like. And you know, Marcus, I think it's time that you stopped acting the fool. You've got more to offer than this obsession with comedy that you've got at the moment. You know, you've travelled, you're a man of the world, and you could put other stuff up on Facebook that people could learn from. I think it's just an insecurity that you feel that to be liked you have to mess around. You know, and they said, why don't you put, for instance, why don't you tell the story about when you were in Romania and the gypsies were banging on the door and threatening to burn your apartment down? I mean, people would thoroughly enjoy that story, they say. And I say, hang on a minute, you've put me in a really awkward situation now, because by bringing that up, there will be people on my Facebook who come up to me and go, tell me that story. And the reason I don't put that on Facebook, if it was a true story, is that, you know, it's got a couple of levels to it, and it's appropriate to some people, but it's not appropriate to everyone. So now the situation I'm in is when people rush up, I'm going to have to actually say, I'm going to have to look at that person and think, should I tell them the story, or would it seem, are they not the right person? So I'm either going to have to tell them the story, or just say, no, the person who I was talking about in the Facebook video was actually joking, and that didn't happen. So I thought about this. So there's no punchline to this. If you want a punchline to this story, there isn't one. This is me. This is just me making a little recording, and I've thought long and hard about what I know that a lot of people probably don't know, in the hope that I can impart some knowledge. So there really isn't a punchline. If you want one, turn off now. If you're thinking that I'm only saying there isn't one, and you're still listening, there isn't one. There really isn't. I'm just imparting a little bit of knowledge as requested by one or two people. There's a song by Kenny Rogers, and it's called "You Picked a Fine Time to Leave Me, Lucille." And I like a lot of other people. Like a lot of other people, not I like a lot of other people, although I do like a lot of other people. I, like a lot of other people, often considered this song was written by Kenny about himself. And he was writing it from his own point of view, but when you actually read the lyrics, it's not. It's about Kenny, and he's in a bar, and this beautiful woman is sitting on a bar stool alongside him, and she takes off her ring. He sees her at the corner of his eye take off her ring, and she kind of comes over and he gets her a drink, and he gets her a drink, and they're talking, and she just talks about things like she wants some fun and some laughter, and she wants to feel life again. She wants to feel life. And out of the corner of his eye, Kenny sees this man, and through the mirror, and this guy walks into the bar, and Kenny sees him through the mirror, and he says he looks like a mountain. I don't think it was very big. I think it was snowing outside, and there was a little bit of snow still on the top of his head. But by the by, this guy comes over, and he's heartbroken. The guy's absolutely heartbroken, and he says, the guy says, "You've picked a fine time." It's the husband of Lucille, you see, and he says, "You've picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. for hungry. It's important that you take notice of the word hungry, because a lot of people actually think it's 400 children. So it's 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. If you've been singing 400, you've been making a fool out of yourself, because who's got 400 children? So you've picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 400 children and a crop in the field. And I can't remember the bit. I just join in at that bit. And he says something about some bad times, but this is the worst he's ever felt. And Kenny describes him as looking dead. He's actually dead, and the guy leaves the bar. And then Kenny takes this beautiful, the woman's beautiful, and he's all excited, and he takes her down to the hotel, to the rented hotel next door, but he can't get. I mean, to be honest, it probably never happened, and this is a ruse just so he can sing the chorus again, right? That's what I think, right? So he said, I can't get it out of my head. You know, what can't he get out? He said, you picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children. Some of you are still singing 400, right? 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. And he just can't. And to be honest, the way I read it, if it was true, basically Kenny Rogers can't perform with a beautiful woman because of what's gone on. I mean, it could just be an excuse. It could have been the start of Kenny's problems, you know, his impotency. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. No jokes, just, you know, people wanted to learn something. That's something I know. Cool.